Question 11. That is where I'm going to start on this second quiz. The first quiz was questions number 1 through 10, and the questions are coming out of a book titled Test Your Bible Knowledge, and it was written by Carl S. Shoup, and there are over 1,400 questions in this book, and they're arranged according to the books of the Bible, and the first 10 questions were from the book of Genesis, and I thought that I would do quite well on the quiz, but on the first one I scored an 80. I got 8 out of 10 right, and I missed 2. And the questions are all multiple choice questions, and beside each question they provide a Bible reference for you to look up the answer if you want, or in the back of the book there are about 4 pages or so of answers laid out for you. Like I said, the first quiz, I did the first 10 and I missed the second one and the third one. So that was, like I said, a little bit surprising. The second question was, it says the firmament was, and it's A, earth, B, the space between heaven and earth, C, heaven, D, the 2 great lights. And I want to revisit that just for a minute. I did go back in the Bible and I looked up the reference that was quoted. It's Genesis chapter 1, verses 6 through 8. And I also noticed in the book that the author uses the King James Version as the source for the answers. So I went to my King James Version of the Bible and I looked at Genesis chapter 1, verse 6, and the question again, it was the firmament was, and I selected B, the space between heaven and earth, and I was pretty confident about that. And then I looked and read verse 6, and it says, and God said, let there be a firmament in the midst of the waters, and let it divide the waters from the waters. Then verse 7, and God made the firmament and divided the waters which were under the firmament from the waters which were above the firmament, and it was so. So I thought, so it must be the space between heaven and earth. But then verse number 8, it says, and God called the firmament heaven. Okay, so that ends any argument, any discussion about that question. So the answer is in fact C, heaven. All right, so now we'll go ahead and start with question 11. I have my pencil here. I've got my paper numbered 11 through 20, and I'll start and read the first question, number 11. Adam and the woman became aware that they were naked, A, after talking with the serpent but before eating the forbidden fruit, B, after talking with the Lord God, C, just before talking with the serpent, or D, after eating the forbidden fruit, but before talking with the Lord God. And I am going to go with D as the correct answer. Okay, question 12. When the Lord God made inquiry, A, man blamed the woman, B, woman blamed the man, C, man blamed the serpent, or D, serpent claimed he had said not a word. Well, D is not correct. The correct answer is A, man blamed the woman. All right, number 13. Quote, for dust thou art, and unto dust shalt thou return, unquote, said the Lord God to A, Adam, B, the woman, C, Adam and the woman, D, the serpent. And I'm going to go with C as my answer, Adam and the woman. Question 14. Adam called his wife Eve because A, she came after God had caused a deep sleep to fall upon Adam, B, she was the mother of all living, C, it was evening when the Lord God questioned them, D, the word Eve signifies in Hebrew woman. Okay, the longest option, the longest choice there is A, but I think that that is not correct. I am going to go with B. She was the mother of all living as the answer. So B is the answer for 14. 15. When Adam and Eve were driven out of the Garden of Eden, they were wearing A, coats of skins, B, aprons of fig leaves, C, sandals of snakeskin, or D, nothing. Well, it's not D. And C is clever, sandals of snakeskins, but I do not think that it is C. I am going to go with A as the correct answer for 15. Question 16. Adam and Eve were expelled from the Garden of Eden to prevent them from A, repeating their previous offense, B, eating of the tree of life, C, remaining under the influence of the serpent, D, believing they could disregard the Lord's edicts with impunity. Well, here again, D is the longest choice, the longest option, but I don't think that it is correct. I believe that B, eating of the tree of life, that is the correct answer for question 16. All right, question 17. Cain quarreled with Abel because A, Abel had been made a keeper of sheep, but Cain only a tiller of the ground. B, Abel claimed a half share in the property set aside for the sons. C, Abel taunted Cain on his vicious habits. Or D, the Lord accepted Abel's offering, but not Cain's. And I am going to go with D as the correct answer, although A, Abel had been made a keeper of sheep, but Cain only a tiller of the ground, is true. I don't think it is the answer, though, to this question. And I'm going to select D as my answer for 17. 18, quote, am I my brother's keeper, unquote, asked A, Abel of Adam, B, Abel of the Lord, C, Cain of Adam, or D, Cain of the Lord. And I believe that D is the correct answer. Cain stated that to the Lord. And number 19, the Lord set a mark upon Cain to A, protect him against murder, B, warn others against him, C, identify him as a tiller of the soil, or D, disfigure him. Okay, it is not D, and I do not think it is C, and it's not B, so I am going to go with A, protect him against murder. All right, number 20. The land of Nod was A, where Cain had raised the fruit of the ground he offered to the Lord, B, where Abel was buried, C, where Cain went after he killed Abel, or D, the term Adam used to refer to Eden. Well, I believe that the answer for this one is C, and that is where Cain went after he killed Abel. Okay, that is 20. So now I will go to the back of the book and check them and see which ones I got correct. Okay, like I said, in the back of the book there are about 4 pages of questions, and it's laid out in a table type form, and there I guess are 6 columns here and multiple rows, and we'll go to 11, and the answer for 11 is D. I got that correct. Answer for 12 is A. That is correct. The answer for 13 is A, and I chose C. So let's go back and check out question number 13. Oh my gosh, it is a quote from the Bible. It says, quote, for dust thou art, and unto dust shalt thou return, said the Lord God to. and I thought it was Adam and the woman, but it is actually just Adam alone. So I missed 13. The correct answer was A, Adam alone. All right, 14 is B, and I selected B. 15 is A, I selected A. 16 is B, and I also chose B. 17 is D, I chose D. 18 is D, I chose D also. 19 is A, and I chose A. 20 is C, and I also chose 20. All right, so here again, I have missed the mark. I only got 90% right. Not too bad, I guess, but I still think that I should be able to get 100%. I still think that I should be able to get all of these correct. Well, we'll have to just keep trying, I guess. I have 1,400 of these questions, so eventually I'm sure I'll get 100% right one of these times. Okay, well, that will do it for the next 10. And hopefully for the 10 after this, I'll be able to get somebody to join me, and we'll see what happens.